Wish every day began like this. Get up at the crack of dawn, rush to the racetrack so you can walk around the circuit to get your reference points right as you prepare for 2 awesome days of riding with close friends here on the racetrack, your favorite racetrack. Yeah, things do not get better than this. Well, actually they can, especially if you have something like this to play with. I still cannot believe how compact this thing is. Looks more like a 600 than a 1000, no? And that is mainly down to the chassis. The only thing big now on this motorcycle is obviously the exhaust. This Euro 4 can is massive. But having said that, the GSX-R is still, it weighs the same as the old motorcycle, which is quite incredible. Also, the tank is now down from 17.5 to 16 liters. So, new bike is more compact, makes more power. So let's see how it goes. Oh man, I love that engine. I know Suzuki is putting a lot of hard work behind developing it, and it shows.
Bigger bore, shorter stroke, and Formula 1 style finger followers with lighter titanium valves mean that the engine spins quicker and revs higher to a 14,500 RPM redline.
That's about 1000 RPMs more than the previous model. So essentially, the new GSX-R makes about 18 PS more, a little bit of torque. From 4000 all the way to 14,000, it does not stop pulling. That variable valve timing and the servo control exhaust system from MotoGP, it really works because the transition from the torque band to the power band is seamless. The on-off throttle transitions in the lower gears can be a little bit better, but in the higher gears it's actually quite good and allows you to really exploit the new shorter final drive, which is up from 42 to 45. And if the engine is stellar, the gearbox is even better because the quick shifter and the auto blipper work bang on. I personally like the quick shifter a little bit better. It's smoother than the auto blipper, but nonetheless it's a good system. Frees up so much time in your mind. You can just get on the gas so much earlier. And also you can very easily convert into a race shift, which is 1 up and 5 down by just reversing the linkages. I know it was the main premise behind the development of the new chassis, which is to improve front-end feel by not compromising on the overall stability.
And to achieve this, Suzuki reduced the distance between the front axle and the swing arm by 20 millimeters.
And to retain the GSX-R's agility, the wheelbase gain has been restricted to about 15 millimeters by increasing the seat height by again 15 mm. Changes which have made a world of difference because now the front end feels rock solid. And at the same time, you have the confidence to get on the gas earlier because of the longer swing arm, which really helps you stay hooked on inside the corner when you're getting on the gas. The Showa Balance 3 forks, I tried them for the first time on the ZX-10R and they blew me away. And they continue to impress because, let's say you're leaned over from the left and then you're leaning all the way to the right. Even the transition, the dampening is consistent. A lot of these bumps like C1, which you feel on the smaller bikes, you don't even feel them thanks to the BFF forks. You're always on top of the amount of grip, the amount of traction available, which then allows you to lean on the electronics more and get on the gas as hard as you can. It's a pretty good system, man. It's a 10-level traction control linked to the IMU, which measures everything. You have dedicated sensors for pitch, roll, yaw. As long as the throttle is switched off, you can switch it on the fly. It's kind of bizarre. It's kind of like a ZX R1000R. So it's tire based. So 1 to 3 is for slicks, 4 to 7 for road going tires, and 8 to 10 for wet conditions. Unlike the R1M or the R1 and even the blade, the new blade, you don't get a separate system. It's all interlinked to a traction control. But as you reduce the traction control level, even the intervention of the wheelie control and the slide control reduces. You do not know that it's actually working. It just does its job. It's always watching your back. And even with these shack tires, I could still ride. And the best part is professionals will love this part, right? Because when you switch it off and you switch off the ignition and switch it back on, it actually stays off. So far, so good. Time to head back to the track, put in some hot laps and see where the GSX-R can improve. Which brings us to the bad bits. Now, the brakes. There are no Brembo M50 calipers on this one. It's the old monoblock system from Brembo. And to be honest, when it first started out, it wasn't bad at all. It was good bite, good feedback, good feel. But once I started putting in some hot laps, the fade was noticeable, right? And that's mainly down to the fact that this has rubber hoses which expand. And I have no idea why, because this, being a race spec variant, it should definitely have steel braided lines, which it doesn't. Secondly, once the brakes started fading, I could also feel the ABS intruding a lot more. And the thing about ABS on this bike is there's only one ABS setting. There's no race ABS setting. Neither can you switch it off. So that's quite a bummer. So the only way to switch off the ABS then is to pull the fuse. And lastly, I feel the GSX-R in terms of agility, in terms of riding, was really nice, but it can be even better if it has forged wheels like on the ZX and RR, because that will improve the way it turns, it will improve the way it brakes, and also the way it accelerates. So yeah, overall, to be honest, I'll buy the bike just for the engine, because the engine is fantastic. You have such a wide power band, especially for 22 lakhs. I think this is a steal.